Radio Rahim with Freddie Roach at home at Wildcard Gym. It's been some time. It feels like forever since we've had a Manny Pacquiao Media Day here, because we've had so many over the years. How is this one different for you after everything that the country and the world has gone through, to have Manny back in the ring, 42 years old, and fighting an undefeated champion for all the marbles?
Yeah, it's really good, because when Manny picked this opponent, I called him and said, "Congratulations, you picked a real fight." And I'm still into real fights, and I see all these popular people fighting. He says, I don't know why they're popular, but but they're not fighters. This is two of the best fighters in the world fighting each other. Boxing doesn't get any better than this.
Well, they are popular, and they're worth a lot of money. I mean, arguably, Manny could have made more money in an easier fight against an MMA fighter in Conor McGregor. Were you disappointed that payday didn't come?
No, I mean, that's not why we're here. We're not in this for money. The thing is, Manny just wants to make money to help the people. I mean, like, how many houses has he built in the Philippines so far? With his own money, he's a very generous person. He's a great person, and he wants to help the poor. Because he remembers when he was one of those poor people at one time. So this is a great fight for us. We're in a very difficult fight, yes. But the thing is, we had maybe our best day of sparring yesterday. He went 10 rounds, and he had 2 knockdowns, and it was like the old Manny Pacquiao. I loved it. It was great.
Now, you famously have said that you've offered $1,000 for anybody that can knock Manny down. And this camp, has anybody picked your pocket?
Not yet. No, the thing is, one guy came close, but then he got knocked down. So I said, now you owe me.
A fighter of Manny's age, even at his skill level, has to be worried about the disparity facing a young champion. With 2 years layoff, of course, he'll say it was a good rest. But you as a trainer, how much of that is rust that you'll have to knock off?
Not too much, because he works out all the time. He sends me tapes of his workouts at least once a month for the last 2 years, and then he sends me tapes of him playing basketball, which I don't watch that much. I mean, he loves basketball, yes, it's big in his country and so forth, but the thing is, he still remembers and knows what he does best, and that is box. And and that's why we're here. And that's why he picked one of the best fighters in the world. And I feel we're in a good spot right now. And I expect him to win this fight. And I think he's much too fast for Errol Spence. Errol Spence is a little bit heavy in his feet and kind of plots a little bit and walks around, follows his opponent, but he doesn't have that movement that Manny has, I feel. And I think Manny will overwhelm him with that movement.
As a trainer, I know you're excited for a real fight, because that's the kind of guy you are, the kind of fighter you were. To be excited for an opponent this good, you have to have seen maybe some real cracks in the armor, something that you could expose that other guys maybe haven't noticed. What is it about Errol Spence that made you excited for Manny to pick him?
There's a lot of little things out there, and I guess one of my factors is that I'm happy that he lived through that accident. He has a very bad accident, and I don't think that accident's over yet.
How do you mean?
I just don't think it's fucking. People still think about things when you have something that tragic happen. I mean, that was he probably should be dead, but let's face it, he's lucky to be alive, and I'm happy he's alive. I'm happy he's fighting this fight, but in the ring, will that cross over? I think so.
You mean mentally or physically or both?
Mentally, of course.
And
this game is all mental. Let's face it, boxing is a mental game.
And lastly, for Manny's mental preparation for this, like you say, yes, he's the best at fighting, but he's got so much on his plate. In the past, you've been concerned about his killer instinct. At this stage of his career and his stage of his life, are you happy with his killer instinct, and is he focused enough to face a guy like Errol Spence?
When we went 10 rounds yesterday sparring, and he knocked 2 of the sparring partners down, I was so happy and relieved. I said, finally it happened, because he's not a big puncher at welterweight. I know that. I mean, he's a good puncher. He has speed and so forth, but he hasn't knocked anyone out at that division. Most of his knockout came at the 30, 35, and the 40-pound divisions. As a 47-pounder, he knocked 2 guys down yesterday in sparring, and it was like something just that we needed. It came at the right time, and it was really good.
Thank you. Freddie Roach, it's always an honor and a pleasure to talk to you. Always so candid, and I can't tell you how good it feels to be back at Wild Card Boxing Gym with none other than the legend himself, Freddie Roach. Good luck on August 21st in Las Vegas. Can't wait to see the fight. Radio Rahim with Freddie Roach.
Thank you.